What's up, guys, and welcome to Not Enough Anime. If you didn't know, last May 27, Netflix released its first Japanese original anime, Eden. What? First Japanese original anime? Well, yes. There have been Netflix original anime before, but they fell in any one of these three categories. 1. A show for which Netflix has licensed exclusive international streaming rights like The Fall. 2. A show Netflix has co-produced with a partner from another country. An example is Dracula, commissioned alongside BBC. Or 3. A show picked up by Netflix for further seasons after being cancelled by another network. Eden is none of these, as Cubic Pictures, who makes the series, puts it, Netflix's first wholly owned anime original title. There have been a lot of hype around this series due to the star-studded production cast, including director Yasushiro Irie, who was also the director of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, producer Justin Leach, famous for Kick Heart, character designer Toshihiro Kawamoto, who was the animation director of Cowboy Bebop and co-founder of Studio Bones, screenwriting from Kimiko Ueno, best known for Space Dandy, Little Watch Academia, and Carole and Tuesday, and music composer Kevin Penkin, who is responsible for the music in Made in Abyss, Tower of God, and The Rising of the Shield Hero. Animation comes courtesy of Cubic Pictures and CGCG Studios, whose previous work includes Star Wars cartoons including The Bad Batch and Netflix's Arcadia series. Netflix also didn't skimp on the English dub voice actors, employing big names such as Ruby Rose Turner, Rosario Dawson, David Tennant, and Neil Patrick Harris. So I'll try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but here's a spoiler warning anyway, just in case. So the underlying theme present in the anime is not new, especially in science fiction. It presents us with the question, does the planet need humanity to survive? Eden is set 1,000 years in the future, in a city called Eden 3. The world is now inhabited by artificially intelligent automatons with no signs of human life. As they go about their daily routine working to harvest organic fuel sources from the apple orchards, two robots, A37 and E92, find a stray stasis pod and accidentally open it, finding and awakening a human girl inside, whose name is Sarah Grace. This leads them to question everything that they have been taught. All their lives, robots were programmed to believe that humans were only a myth, and if that they existed, they would be the evilest of the evil. As the robots bond with Sarah, they realize that humans aren't just a forbidden ancient myth or a danger. In fact, they can be family. Together, the two robots secretly raise a child in a safe haven outside the city. As the human girl grows, she starts to learn more about herself and becomes more curious about the world around her, eventually thinking about and trying to find others like her. I'm not really sure how I'd rate this series. As I mentioned before, I didn't really expect an especially original plot, even just by reading the synopsis. As a matter of fact, the dynamic between the robots and Sarah remind me a lot of The Mandalorian. Both are familiar, straightforward fantasy tales about kids being raised by unlikely parents. The dystopian Last Human Alive plotline has also been a tried and true formula for science fiction media. Although I say this, I'm not saying it's bad, it's okay. I may have just been blinded by the production cast and expected a beyond extraordinary piece of work, which was very unreasonable of me given that it is just a 4-episode miniseries, which comes out at less than 100 minutes total. The plot isn't terrible, it just has awkward pacing at times, and there are certain holes that are gaping and that more mature audiences would pick up rather easily. I think this is inherently due to the fact that it's only 4 episodes. Where in short stories, you can purposely leave out all the small details to cater to the overarching plot, and in longer 12 to 24 episode anime series, you can flesh out the world and the characters more, this 4-episode miniseries tries to do both, not very successfully. The anime's strong suit, however, is in everything else. The musical score is amazing, the background art is especially breathtaking, and even though I wasn't sure about the 3D CG being used, it wasn't as bad as I expected. The robots certainly benefited more from the 3D animation more than the humans. I think where this anime really shines though, is with the relationship built by the robots and Sarah. I think it was a neat touch that they gave the robots human-like qualities and that they can almost but not quite think for themselves. They have this faction that opposes the regime, which you wouldn't expect since they were all robots who were programmed to do the tasks that they were meant to do. I think most of my enjoyment of the series came from the strong relationship building between Sarah and the robots she encounters. All in all, while I don't think the show brings anything particularly new, I think that it's still a good introductory series for kids or young teens to the dystopian Last Human on the Planet genre, laced with some moments that parents would surely relate to. And hey, it's just 4 episodes anyway, might as well give it a try. I rate this a solid 6 out of 10. With that, Thank you so much for sticking it out till the end. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing to the channel as it will help me out a lot. Again, this has been Mav of Not Enough Anime. Thank you so much.